Hey golfers, Mike here. If you're kind of tired of the same 5 or 6 big YouTube golf channels hitting your feed and want to see something different, here's a few of my favorite channels that may have escaped your feed, but they definitely didn't deserve to. If you see something you like, please subscribe to them. It means a lot to smaller channels. Let's start with a few picks from across the Atlantic. The Lynx Diary, short, compelling cinematic storytelling out of Scotland. These are sort of the antidote to how many churros can I eat between shots style of videos. With only a handful of videos, it's a minimalist channel for minimalist golf. Thank you, Scottish people with cameras. Keeping it in the UK, but expanding beyond just Scotland to include England, Wales, Northern Ireland, and probably the Republic of Ireland, is NCG Top 100s. These are longer form versions of the Lynx Diary content and include some pseudo course vlogs. I say pseudo because they don't show every shot. If you need an analog, think of NLU's Lynx love letter videos, but from a local's perspective, not an American's. My third across the pond pick is one you've probably heard of, and he's not really a small channel. And actually, I think he's in the States right now for the first time. It's James Wiltshire. He's sort of an OG YouTube golfer. He plays the UK, South Africa, Spain, and Portugal, and other parts of Europe and abroad. He's a sort of a prolific poster of just no nonsense, few frills, course vlogs, competition rounds, behind the scenes vlogs, and lesson and training content. My fourth pick from across the Atlantic is Syngenta Golf. And this one is probably way off your beaten track and can get a little corporate-y at times, but it makes sense considering they're a global agricultural and science corporation. I initially got hooked on their first videos, the Building Golf series, following former women's pro golfer Fame Tate, as she works to revive a sort of moribund course in the UK and a club at the outset of the COVID pandemic. That series is just solid, really interesting storytelling with a lot of golf course business thrown in. And the content since then is kind of all over the board, right? There's agronomy stuff that's really interesting. They did some things on wildflowers and native vegetation restoration on courses. They've done some really interesting stuff and something that's a little refreshing to watch every now and then. My next two picks are cinematic storytellers based in the US. Tremont Sporting Company, a less regular poster, but they are compelling and unique storytellers and do it in a very digestible 5 to 10 minute video length with a lot of interesting player profiles. Next is a newer channel, but one I have no doubt will continue to grow quickly. It's Sticks Golf Research, sticking with the cinematic storytelling theme, but this time with a stronger focus on golf course architecture and a few really great videos on some highly anticipated and well-received golf course projects. He also showcases some very high-level golf at some incredible golf courses around the US. The final 5 channels showcase sort of the personalities of their creators and focus more on the actual playing of the golf than on adjacent stories, although there's some of that too. The first is Christine Wang. It's a newer channel, a lot newer to me. She's a USC golfer turned pro. She brings a ton of energy, a ton of personality, and high-level golf from a being sponsored player. It's one of those get in early and enjoy the full climb because she really has the personality and the game to be big either in the pros or on YouTube, or both. The next one is Brian Baker Golf. It's all Canadian niceness and nasty bombs, all at some really cool looking courses around and about Alberta. That's a Canadian province, kids. I interviewed Brian on one of my live streams, and Brian has a relentless positivity and he just absolutely smokes the ball. So he posts a mix of solo course vlogs and matches against other high-level golfing friends, all low single-digit guys that really can swing the club and move the ball. So thanks for watching, eh? The next is Carlos Whitaker. He's another new channel. He's actually a new golfer. I think he's only 9 months into it as of recording of this video, but he's also an experienced podcaster and speaker and author, and he's just very comfortable being vulnerable and real with his audience. And he's taking that to the process of learning golf. So if you want to see someone articulate the highs and lows and the wins and frustrations of learning golf, Carlos is your guy. I also happen to be interviewing Carlos in February. Next up is Mig. On the one hand, I selfishly like that I'm one of not a lot of people who subscribe and faithfully watch his content. But on the other hand, he deserves thousands of subs. His videos are beautifully shot and edited. But what's even more beautiful is the subtext of a father-son connection through golf that develops over the course of his videos. It's amazing. And he doesn't post very often, but you have to stop and watch when he does. And if you make golf content, you can learn a lot from Mig's videos. And finally, close to home here in Oregon, Mr. Fairways. He's high energy, plays good golf through creative challenges with no fluff. And you can consume them during your break. Nearly every video he has posted is under 10 minutes, so you get a little bit of closure with every single one. YouTube is a big place, so get out there and explore it. Subscribe to these channels and see where they take you. And if you like this content, subscribe to my channel too. Okay, I showed you mine. Now show me yours in the comments. Channel, you sickos.